grand, well, it's not evening anymore. It's like 2 something in the morning. And, yeah, so we're in the book of Enoch, but it's just so funny. I just wanted to take a break and I kind of tried to do this video already. Um, but again, I'm going to go ahead and, try and do it again. So I saw this post and I thought the image, I like the image anyways. The whole artistic nature of the, maybe because words, book pages, um, of the image. But, you know, it came to my mind, like, you know how sometimes in life it can seem like somebody got like a whole bunch of chairs, you know, or all the furniture in the world sitting on your back, but you still rise. See, when people will try and make the playing field un unleveled, right, in order to really ensure someone's downfall. Um, you know, we see here. Hold on. Okay, so you know, so we have this image here. This image, I found it on a platform that was talking about a lady named Mary Turner, I believe. I believe it was like May 19th, 1918 or something like that, that she was lynched. And again, we're going to go into that and the whole energy and that I feel surrounds that storyline. And it's the same thing going on when it comes to land and your heraldry and when it comes to being heirs, you know, of certain bloodlines and again land masses. And yeah, but I thought that the image was very interesting because it's kind of like you know, her feet are bound, so she's like bound, but she's unbothered almost. You see? Just bound, but somewhat unbothered. I think she was pierced in the chest as well. Excuse me. See? But anyway, so again, and it's just so funny how like seeing things happening in real time, you know, and be able to tap into past, present, and somewhat see the future. Um, it's a job, dude. It's a job. You know, you gotta kind of stay in your own world, but then keep your, you know, ears to the pavement because in this case, you know, when it comes to these, the real empresses and goddesses, you know, the real originals, usually, you know, they are the ones that are when it comes up to these times when things are being, a form of judgment comes around, or even when it comes to a form of like a, some kind of a, like a, I feel like I look at it as like a some type of council or something that comes and observes. Even when we're talking about the watchers and stuff like that, since we're in the book of Enoch. Um, and again, so in this day and age, I find it real funny when you see you can see through people in their energy and their actions, and you can see, you know, certain things, and then you can also see when you know society chooses to again create idols for worship. And you know, you'll start noticing that, you know, when you have a unique flair or a unique style or a way of doing things, you know what I'm saying? And you know, there's certain people that you might even looked up to, again, to a certain extent about what they do, because I'm never a hater or knocking nobody for what they do. If you're doing something that might be positive for the so-called whole or community. But it's just something to see somebody try to, you know, take your essence and form something that is in the likeness of God or a goddess or an empress or an emperor. And you know, it's funny how you start to see the transitioning. You could see like people will kind of change the color of their cosmetics or their makeup, to make their skin look some kind of way. They'll wear hair and stuff that usually, other people wear. And I don't think it only has to do with, again, them creating idols or creating certain, or again, the way I look at it is there's a complex going on here. And if you're not a submissive automatically, or you're not, or you still able to or want to be free to speak, as you may, and you're not willing to be bought or paid for, when you're not like really even into materialistic things in that nature or that way, not against them, but again, your life doesn't revolve around those particular things. And the hottest, newest, and this and that, right? People usually judge those people as if they're poor when it comes to, again, this worldly realm, and when it comes to materialistic things. But most of these people are very rich in gifts and other things that have been bestowed upon them. And that's why some people have to use a copycat succubus energy. And this is you could have a succubus energy that is, in my opinion, a female or feminine energy coming after another feminine energy. And it's just really because it's about the energy. It's just the energy. And sometimes I look at this whole thing as like a circus, dude. And I see a lot of these clowns are on the road. And I see a lot of people just, they just happy to, run their mouth, and you could just hear a lot of things come out of people's mouth when it comes to like this whole body snatching energy. Again, those who have eyes to see will see, and ears to hear will hear. It's usually individuals that kind of are close in a certain group, right? Or within a certain community or whatever. But you can pick up on certain things. Like usually these people, again, because they might specialize in certain areas. So they might have like an insight or upper hand, right? They may deal with certain people that they might have an insight or upper hand. But you'll hear as they talk that they have a lot of information they share about, other people and things like this. And, they know a lot about people's finances. They know a lot about people's jobs. They know a lot about what people do with their day all day long. They know a lot of information that's the same as other people's information. Because when you put together some type of work, regardless of how it's put together, if it's just random artwork or whatever, some people don't have a vision when they start a painting. They just go, Same thing when it comes to, information. Some people just go. Some people, again, me, I ain't gonna lie. I'm inspired by a lot of things around me because, again, I'm a seer. So I might see and sense something and then pick it up that way and then go into the biblical text, or then go into my family history, or go into whatever. Right? So, again, to a certain degree, I'm blinded. I was blinded at one time to certain things. And I feel like this was done, again, by design, whether it is a God or, another energy when it comes to like an empress, or, again, I just like using the term empress instead of queen anyway, or God with a little G, one of the giants, when we're talking about the book of Enoch. But yeah, I find it real funny. And then I find it also funny that these people have perfect timing, right? They can predict when certain individuals are being blocked on social media and things like that. Or they might even just be listening all the time so they could hear these kind of things. And then what they'll do is use those times to go ahead and try to attack or speak on things, or try to get, rowdy. Especially if you call them out and say that they always got to use other people's platform, and they always got to be, around a group of 3, or more sometimes when they really be running their mouth. But sometimes they Sometimes once they start feeling some kind of way because they be listening to what you saying too much when they just really can't stand you and you don't know why they listening. But sometimes these people still need things that are pertaining to you or on your platform. And so, again, this is what they need to do. So, I mean, that's going to be their new job as a replace. You know how you be training somebody for a position. But usually when you training somebody for a position, usually that means you're about to go in a different direction anyway. Regardless of whose choice it is, I guess. You know, it's the universe telling you. Maybe it's, you know. So again, it ain't all shade. I'm just think some people ain't really privy to or don't really understand. Some people know exactly what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been involved in certain things that will, you know, play a part in what they feel might have been your demise or your downfall. But again, at the end, people just be playing themselves. But again, they be trying to play you. And I mean play you and play you as in a part. Whole time. But I just noticed that that's when stuff like that happen. You know, or when they feel like it's come to a end to a season and other people are on the bench, then they'll, you know, start performing all of these works and stuff like that. So, you know. And usually there's a whole bunch of other people too in a collective or a whole sometimes that they, you know, they could be all the people at the job. You know, they don't even not like you. They don't even know why they don't like you, but they just don't like you. Or it might be something that somebody's holding like a grudge or something about something that you did. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, sometimes I feel like if that's the case, you know, there's still some type of power in that. Because if that's the case, right? Yeah, you can hide the fact that this is going on. You don't have to make me aware. I don't have to have the handbook. I don't have to have a seat at the table. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, what we see here.